Welcome. Let's begin with the 18 December second shift paper. Now we would be covering question 1 to 25 for this paper, but this paper was very lengthy, a very difficult paper as compared to what we had solved before. So among the 10 sets, this was one of the toughest papers that was there. Again, the questions, as we said, were very lengthy, time consuming, so speed was really important. Those who have been working through our mock papers would surely find this paper very easy, and many of you have been asking for detailed solutions for these questions, so those would be available at Doorstep Tutor in the UGC paper 1 section. So let's talk about the first question, the effective teaching learning systems. So when we say effective teaching learning system, we are looking forward towards an intended learning outcome, what we would ultimately gain from this teaching process or this system that's there. The size of the classroom, that's teacher-pupil ratio, that's really important. The evaluation tools that are there, that's again important. And finally, we also talk about one very important thing, that's the academic qualifications of the teacher. So those are some of the important aspects that we cover here. The next question is, this is a direct definition of action research. We have been covering this through our doubt resolution sessions. A lot of similar questions had come up, and this is something that we have covered in our lectures. So again, a very direct and a simple question that was asked. This question talks about ethical considerations of a research. So I want you to go back and refer the class on research ethics that we have covered, and there we have clearly talked about research ethics are most important during these stages. So these are the stages of data collection, analysis of the data, and reporting of the data. So those are some of the very important aspects that we cover while we are working around the ethical considerations of a research. Now the match 1, match 2 or list 1, list 2 questions that were there, many of the questions were very simple. If you are able to match 1 or 2, you are all set. Here workshop and seminar we have covered in detail in our lectures, so you can just refer that. Dissertation or thesis is a prescribed format, a systematic format that's there. Research paper is the summary of the presentation of the research that is done, and that's the correct match. So based on that, the only correct match could be D. So that becomes your right answer. What is the best meaning and a characteristic of research? Research always challenges what is already well established, so challenging the status quo is important. It gives you an idea to explore or become passionate about search of new knowledge, and you are also reviewing what has already been done. So these are the critical aspects that you consider while covering the research in detail. The next is, you have to match again. So experimental method is basically the cause and effect through the control systems that you are talking about, and historical method is patterns of past events that have occurred. Okay, so those are the correct matches. Now once you are done with these 2 correct matches, you can match the remaining ones, because those are the only choices left. As I said, that's the way to work around the questions in a faster pace when the question paper is really lengthy for you and you don't know really in NTA what question would come up next. So that's again really important to have that in mind. So formative evaluation we have covered in detail, the formative and summative assessments. Formative talk about quiz sessions, feedback during discussion, and focuses on metacognitive thinking. So you are asked to probe in detail. So thinking about thinking is what we explain like that. Direct learning is basically the native or the naive learning process, and this is lecture with examples. So when you have lecture with examples, we say this is a direct learning method that's there. The next is effectiveness of teaching. Now when we are saying effectiveness of teaching, what are the parameters that are important? We are talking about whether the one who is learning is really motivated, really interested to learn. So learner's level of motivation is the first thing. Then his prior experiences on learning and his interpersonal relations are something that are important. So those are the 3 aspects that we cover under effectiveness. When we talk about helpful behaviors for effectiveness of teaching, we talk about structuring through comments of what is to come next. We talk about probing and engagement rate. So those are the best options that we understand here. Now this passage talked about the management skills, and those really required friendly character. If a manager is friendly, the subordinates would be friendly, and there has to be a preventive maintenance strategy, which is an attempt to resolve the problems, and that's something that's being asked in the question later, so we are just marking it out. And the last passage again, so it's basically maintaining a friendly relationship is another important part of maintaining the work performance. So what is the central idea? Friendliness is important in management. Preventive maintenance strategy we already talked about in the passage, so we are trying to resolve the problems here. What is the highlights of a successful leadership? It's basically reciprocation. So if a manager is friendly or a leader is friendly, you would have reciprocation that could be seen with the subordinates as well. What is reported in respect of a successful leadership? So respect comes out of respect. That means if you pay respect to others, you will get respect. And that's mentioned in the first passage of the first few lines of the passage. The next is friendliness in management, basically talks about making management more effective, and that's similar to the first question on the research on the passage, and it's just pulling the head or the tail. So this passage was really pretty simple as compared to other passages. Now here you have 9,000 being divided among the persons. So let's say number of persons are x, so 9,000 is divided among x people. Had there been 20 more people, so this 9,000 would be divided into how much? X plus 20, and this would make each person get how much less? 160 less. So that's the equation that's come up. Now when you solve this equation, the only positive value for x that you would get is 25. So 25 becomes your right answer for this question. The next question here is, you have K and M. Now interesting thing is, code is 4 letters, the coded form is 8 letters from this. So there was a confusion for many of the students, but the simplest thing is L lies between K and M. So K, L, M. Similarly, W would lie between V, W and X. So V and X. Now two choices with V and X, rest of all those are same, the last two are different. So simply jump up to the last letter and C. So you have C, D and E. So C and E would be the correct option. So you would have D as the right option here. Very, very simple question. Communication in a classroom should be empathetic and pragmatic. That means you are able to understand the problems of the students or the other people, and pragmatic, that means you have a practical solution in mind for the problem that's there. The next is, you have a square room of 3 meters, that is 300 by 300 centimeters, since it's a square room, and each slab is 20 by 20. So how many such marble slabs are required? Just solve this, so it becomes 10 cross cross, and then you have 300 by 2, that's 150. So 150 such marble slabs would be required to cover or pave the whole of the room. The next question is a question on syllogism. You have 3 circles that are there, okay. You have politicians, honest and fair. So politicians, the first statement says all politicians are honest. That means politicians cannot be in this region. The next statement says all honest people are fair. That means people, if any, honest people if any, would be fair. So nothing in this region. So the only region that remains is this and the center region. Now some honest people are politicians, that's true, because honest people can be here or here, so this becomes true. No honest person is a politician, that's incorrect, because honest person can be a politician, cannot be a politician, we cannot comment. Some fair people are politicians, so fair people can be here, here or here, so this again becomes correct. All fair people are politicians, that I cannot say because it can be anywhere, so this is again incorrect. So 1 and C, A and C would be the correct choices here. Next question, this is very, very simple. A teacher is assigning 6 different groups, and they are given themes for discussion, and they are doing discussion and reporting them. So what is this kind of model? This kind of model is an interaction model that's there, a very simple and a direct question. Now this is a number series question. You have 2, 8, 26, 62, 122 and so on. Now what you do is you find out the first difference of these, okay. So that comes up to be 16, 18, 36 and so on. Then you find out the second difference. So that's 12, 18, 24, 30, that means this difference of 6. So next letter would be 36. So what I'll do is I'll add 36 with the last one gap, that was 90, plus 2, 1, 2, and that would give me the answer, that is 3, 3, 8. So 338 would become my correct option. A very simple question from number series. Again, the separate paper that was there had a similar question. There was a second level, you have to go and find out the similar sequence of difference that was there in the second level. The next is the most powerful determinant for effective assertive communication is I messages. So assertive communication and effective assertive communication, you have I messages. We'll be covering a separate lecture on that. A very important topic that's there. Here we sing a song, we act a play. So you have act and play as the right options here. A simple analogy question that was there. You can just refer the class on analogy that we have discussed. This is important. Now Amit lives, just go by these sentences. Amit lives above Ajay. So here is Amit. He is living above Ajay and below Anand. So here is Anand. Now Atul lives above Ajay but below Amit. Above Ajay but below Amit. So where does Atul live? Atul lives here. Okay. Now Anil lives below Anand but above Atul. Anil lives below Anand but above Atul. So Anil could be either above Amit or below Amit. So there could be two locations of Anil that could be there, above Amit or below Amit. Now the lowest one, the first floor is Ajay, second floor is Atul. Third floor could be Anil or Amit, and same goes with fourth floor. So third and fourth floor could be either Anil or Amit, and fifth floor is Anand for sure. So this could be, whereas Anil lives, it could be either third floor or fourth floor. So with this we cover the 25 questions for your 18 December second shift paper. We'll be covering the next set of 25 questions shortly. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead. We'll be covering a lot many classes before your upcoming NTA examinations. Have a wonderful day.